Algrim the Strong, or Algrim the Dark Elf, or even just Valgoth, but many call him Kurse. I'm not here to talk about Kurse from the MCU or any other incarnation of this character in the media. I'm referring to the one and only Kurse, from current continuity of Earth 616. Well, not so only, I guess, but we don't want to talk about that. So, Algrim, prior to becoming the formidable beast as Kurse, was a powerful dark elf. Undeniable, for now not seeking for vengeance, loyal servant, formerly servant of Malekith, the ruler of the Dark Elves. He is one of the mightiest of his kind, and is considerably their strongest warrior, acting as a wall to Svartalfheim. Kurse is a powerhouse that possesses incredible strength. Wearing his magical elf armor, can move to a power level of Thor, even surpassing the god of thunder himself. For background, Thor once engaged in a fierce push battle with the World Engine, a colossal wheel that threatened to bring about the destruction of all worlds. Despite his weakened state due to illness, Thor defied the odds and used his immense godly strength to push the wheel backwards, overpowering it. The exertion was so intense that his palms and hands burned as he pressed against the wheel. So, the engine that Thor triumphed over was intricately connected to the World Tree, also known as Yggdrasil. The significance of this event revolved entirely around the tree itself. The World Tree, known for encompassing the 10 realms, represents fully formed, complex, and discrete universes, which merely scratch the surface of an infinite reality. The tree of everything extends beyond human comprehension, comprising an infinite number of universes, boundless branches, and sprawling roots that traverse the vast expanse of the Marvel multiverse. In this remarkable feat, Thor defied the weight of a multiverse and the infinite expanse of branches and roots, transcending the concept of mere infinity. This achievement becomes even more remarkable considering Thor's profound weakness at that time as he battled illness, endured constant pain, and faced the prospect of his own mortality. Why am I telling you this useless, monotonous, long information? Yeah, how you already guessed, he overpowered Thor multiple times, even after Thor received power boosts with the help of a strange mythical belt. Yet he got crushed. Wait, what? Wait, what? Okay, to be fair, the Beyonder, the multiverse-level tread himself. So, at this point, I need to explain Algrim's origin. In his first appearance in year of 1984, Thor 347, he wore the ebony armor, some kind of mystical black elf armor that make him stronger, and just in case it's only seen that marked this armor, therefore his master, Malekith, chooses his Pokemon, his champion to fight Thor. In a fierce battle, Thor clearly had the upper hand, and Algrim would probably have been defeated. However, Malekith, being the schemer and bitch he is, planned to backstab Algrim and send his soul to the meeting with Hela together with Thor, activating the trap under Thor and Algrim's feet while they were fighting. Thor managed to escape with the help of Mjolnir, but Algrim seemingly fell to his demise to a lava pit. Fortunately for him, for plot reasons, and partially because of the armor that he wore prevented him from becoming fried chicken in the lava pit. But that was not enough for him to stay unscarred, both mentally and physically. Apparently, the pain and suffering thanks to extreme heat in the lava pit was so intense that Kurse developed amnesia. In that state, he doesn't know the real culprit of his suffering, but he does know that Thor is somehow to blame. His single-minded desire for vengeance seemingly not only keep him alive, but attracted the powerful entity, the Beyonder. Intrigued by the matter, the Beyonder restored Kurse's health, remodeled his armor, and granted him even greater power. From then on, Algrim proclaimed himself as the formidable Kurse, so now embarked on a vengeful agenda to pursue Thor, all the while struggling to recall his own past. The Beyonder transported Kurse from Svartalfheim to Earth, where he embarked on a journey to find and confront Thor, apparently walking through entire ocean to get to Thor. So Kurse, on a mission to find Thor, gets confused and mistakes Beta Ray Bill for the god of thunder, eventually attacking him. However, Bill managed to escape by going to incognito, basically transforming into his regular form that has no resembling of Thor. After that, driven by his intense hatred, Kurse caused chaos in Manhattan while searching for Thor. During his rampage, he severely injured Margaret Power, the mother of the superhuman children known as Power Pack. The Power Pack members sought out Kurse and trapped him beneath a collapsing building, burying him alive. Of course, later that day, Kurse manages to free himself, and eventually he finally tracks down Thor and launches a full-on attack. The Beyonder intervened and granted Kurse increasing strength to ensure a fair fight against Thor. As Kurse's power grew, he began to recollect the truth of his betrayal and the horrific experiences inflicted upon him by Malekith. Fueled by these resurfacing memories, Kurse became determined to hunt down and eliminate Malekith once and for all. However, before he could act, Thor struck him on the head. Well, more precisely following Thor's instructions, Energize, a member of Power Pack, absorbed energy from both Thor's and Beta Ray Bill's enchanted hammers and unleashed a tremendously powerful energy blast at Kurse, temporarily incapacitating him. After all the events, Thor suggested to the Beyonder that Kurse should be transported to Hel, the domain governed by Hela, who is the Asgardian goddess of death itself. Thor's intention was for Kurse to search for Malekith, who could potentially be found in Hel and cause chaos within Hela's realm. To put it mildly, Thor's idea was not entirely unfounded. The Beyonder agreed to Thor's proposal and utilized teleportation to send Kurse directly to Hel. As always, Kurse unleashed chaos in Hel while searching for Malekith, only to realize that Malekith was not present there. Surprisingly, Hela, the ruler of Hel, was unable to take any action against Kurse's rampage, the same Hela that can clash with Thor and other heavy hitters 24/7 in her own freaking realm. Eventually Kurse forcefully drived into Asgard itself. Within Asgard, Kurse bodies his way past Heimdall, just guy who can see a maggot on planets thousands of light years away, and had previously fought on equal terms with Gladiator, the same individual who had knocked out Thanos with a single punch, the same man who can easily lift 500-ton skyscraper and effortlessly overpower the thing, child. So by far he eventually plunged all the way down to Hel, again, where he demanded Malekith. Hela tried to stop him, but to no avail, and he easily beat her, again, then becoming the new ruler of Hel. After being informed by Lorelei that Malekith had fled to Earth, Algrim accompanied her to the realm. Upon their arrival, Kurse mistakenly identified Thor as Malekith and launched a fierce assault against him. As now, I repeat myself, the newly appointed ruler of Hel and Niflheim, Kurse summoned deceased creatures to eliminate the individual he believed to be Malekith. So Lorelei turns out Malekith in her disguise, so Jane, witnessing her transformation into Malekith, rushes to Sif to inform her about what she witnessed, but their conversation is abruptly interrupted when a building collapses on them. Hela arrives at the scene, finally I guess, reclaiming Heer Throne, and proceeding to unveil Malekith's entire scheme and manipulative plan, using Kurse into perceiving Thor, and fleeing from Hel with help of a curse as disguise of Lorelei instead. So, though Malekith believes he has evaded his pursuers, he soon discovers that he can never escape Kurse. Kurse mercilessly attacks him until Sif intervenes and pleads with him to return Malekith to Hel in exchange for Thor's freedom. Eventually, Kurse arrives with Malekith as Heimdall transports Thor, Hulk, and other Asgardians to his grand hall. Then, Kurse encounters Loki, who is disguised as Malekith, and delivers a severe beating to him. However, probably realizing his mistake, Kurse withdraws upon realizing that he has attacked the wrong guy. Initially, he was mistaken for attacking Asgard City, but in truth he was relentlessly pursuing Malekith. Eventually catching up to him, Kurse sees through Malekith's disguise as Balder the Brave and snaps his neck as retribution for his actions. Afterward, Kurse joined forces with the Asgardians and was later witnessed participating in the Ragnarok event, seemingly meeting his demise. But Algrim, like the other casualties of Ragnarok, experienced resurrection and was subsequently hunted down by Malekith. He was apprehended and labeled a betrayer by his own kind. Algrim was then transported to Nastron prison situated in Niflheim, where his role assumed to the Lady Waziria, a dark elf who had been acting as a substitute for Malekith, and serving her own sentence. As mentioned before,
Kurse was an incredibly powerful in his own right, particularly after his resurrection and power boost from Beyonder. He possessed strength at least twice that of regular Thor, and even with Thor's power augmented by the belt, he struggled to hold his own against Kurse. Literally, Kurse was so strong that he could smack Mjolnir away like it was a pesky mosquito. Not many characters can do it so easily in my mind. Fought and defeated Hela, Heimdall, Beta Ray Bill, manhandled Malekith several times, and apparently strong. Man, talk about more impressive records. Although, prior to his transformation into the relentless Kurse, Algrim showcased impressive hand-to-hand combat skills, relying heavily on brawling techniques that capitalized on his immense strength. However, upon assuming the persona of Kurse, his warrior's acumen diminished, resulting in a simplified fighting style centered around basic punches. Kurse possessed an extraordinary psionic tracking ability, allowing him to mentally sense and locate individuals, even if they were separated by vast distances spanning thousands of miles. The extent of this power remains somewhat enigmatic, as it is unclear whether he could only detect the presence of his enemies or if his own obsession played a role in restricting the full potential of this extraordinary gift. But his actual source of power comes from his ebony armor enchanted and changed by the Beyonder. Thanks to the augmentation bestowed upon him by the Beyonder, Kurse's armor became an integral part of his being, thriving and developing organically. This living armor further enhanced his already remarkable resilience, adding to his extraordinary durability. But there is no statement indicating that Kurse retained his power after Secret Wars, but who knows for sure. But now about his weaknesses, so like other Dark Elves, he possesses a vulnerability to iron. A strike made with iron has the potential to inflict harm upon him, while a blow of equal strength from any other material would have no effect on him whatsoever. Other potential vulnerability Kurse had was his uncontrollable rage and temporary amnesia, which proved to be a general weakness for archetype characters like him. As a result, he could be easily tricked and manipulated. At that point, if someone were able to exploit and manipulate Kurse's uncontrollable rage and memory loss, they could potentially gain an advantage over him and turn it into a strategic weakness. Hey, I think I know that guy. So to be brief, he is one of the most intriguing, underrated Marvel characters that Marvel's hidden for our view to see. Betrayed, scarred, and beaten, and presumably having mental issues after being tormented within the lava pit.
This internal struggles and despise of himself led him to adopt the name Kurse, hating what he had become, symbolizing the embodiment of a plagued world within his own mind. Contemning the monstrous creature he had become, personified a wretched world, a tormented existence that echoed throughout the depths of his tortured and cursed soul. But hey, at least temporarily, he assumed the role of a guardian to the Asgardians' kid.